Hello, everybody. We've got a game show for you. Today, I've teamed up with fellow Meta members Evie, Landa, and Diamond to go through the ban list. Now, we've assembled what we think are likely hits. We've got 4 categories, 10 total cards, and people are going to be placing bets. You can bet that you think something will be banned, unbanned, or stay banned. And you can triple down on your bet if you want to play along at home. The way it works, when all's said and done, if you were correct, you get 1 point, 3 points if you triple down. If you were wrong, you lose 1 point, 3 points if you triple down. So, total possible scores, minus 30 to positive 30. Will anyone get positive 30? No, they will not. But that's the range of scores you might be able to achieve. And I say hello, everybody.
Hello. That's fine, just win the 10 coin flips in a row.
Morning.
Well, it's
Get
not
plus
just
20.
10. It's not just 10 coin points because there's 2 degrees of correct and incorrect, so it's actually 1 in 4 chance.
No,
10
well, if you're
times.
gambling for, like, there's only right or wrong. It just depends how hard you want to gamble.
True,
You
I
mean you're
guess.
not just going to triple down on absolutely everything?
No, I've got some things I'm doing now on, but not everything.
If anyone in chat notices any audio weirdness, let me know. I think there might be some audio weirdness, but I also don't think I know how to fix it. I guess, hold on, let me look at a thing real quick. Is it in here? Is this going anywhere weird? No. Okay, I have no idea how to fix it if there is audio weirdness. Hopefully everything's fine, but you might be able to hear my fellow co-hosts twice. But I think that the audio channels are exactly in sync, so they'll just be slightly louder than I think they are. And if that is the case, let me know so I can duck their volume. Cool. That's all the admin out the way. So I guess without much... Okay.
Why is his head?
Yeah, you know, look, we're...
Who blaming this on?
The stream
We're
you're
organised.
watching- Yeah, we're organised.
Highly organized.
So...
Professional.
Professional media empire rigging up right here.
Yeah.
Step 1, we're going to talk about runner econ. Runner economy. What we've done is we've lined up the 3 cards that keep on being put on the chopping block, or discussed of not being on the chopping block. Basically, when the meta came out, they did a thing where they were like, we're going to ban all the good runner econ except Bravado for some reason, and now Crim's the only faction seeing any play. So, we're going to bet on these. Do Creative Commission and Moshing come off? Does Bravado go on? We're going to see what people think, and we're going to have a chat about them. Now, these are not... The rest of this list, highly confident that, like, these are probably the cards being discussed. Here, these are, like, stand-ins to anything. You know, the Creative Commission unban could be a World Tree unban. It could be a Turbine unban. The Moshing unban...
It couldn't.
Listen,
Let me
Lucy
dream.
coping over here.
Let me dream. Give me my tree. God damn it, I love my tree. The Mushing unban could be... What the hell is a banned Anarch card? They don't ban Anarch cards, they just ban Shaper cards for being good in Anarch.
Yeah.
The Bravado,
No, that's not... Fuck no.
the Bravado ban could be Chesva. It could be... What's the easy mark, but it's
Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem, yep. It could be any
of the generic Game 3 run event econ cards for
any of Crim's 27 player run event Game 3 cards. So yeah, that's like the selection. Do people want to start? We can I'll give a quick countdown and you can all slap your bet on Creative Commission. Everyone get your stamps ready. All right. 3, 2, 1. Place your bets.
Please give me a stamp. I'm going for normal. There's a stamp.
All right, we got there. Everyone on unban, no one willing to triple down on it. Cowards. Have faith in your convictions. You'll never get 30 points placing bets like that.
It's a case of I think it should get unbanned because Shaper is... Like, they have to spend, like, half their influence on getting the money to set up their engine / set up to pay the kickflips, because they'd have... Like, Telework is kind of a bit slow at the moment in the current meta. It's, like, maybe 1 or 2 copies, it's still just awkward. But like that. I just want to play. I just give us Creative Version back, please. Can we have money, please? Can we afford to play the Knick-Knack engine and actually play Knick-Knack plus all the stuff on turn to actually get it going?
Anyone else have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they just banned a lot of Shaper things, and it would be nice to give the Shapers something nice for once.
Shaper players, we're not allowed anything nice. We're only allowed our cards being banned. So you all missed the other option, which is that they actually ban another piece of Shaper Econ.
We
I don't
cry.
think Shaper's
No,
in a good enough position.
no,
that you can really-
Lucy, they do ban a piece of Shape Econ. It's called Chesvo because they have to import it.
Yeah, they just start banning all the Econ we import instead.
Rip
They're like,
Fermenter, finally.
we can't hit any of Crim's 3 credit run events. Let's hit their install. Next up on the agenda, moshing. Now, it's worth noting, Anarch saw piss all play for the entire meta until the very final tournament of the meta, where suddenly everyone was like, what if we just played Reg Hashiko?
What if we just played Rozeki Tribal indeed?
Yeah, what if we just put Rozeki Tribal in Reg Hashiko? Because it turns out Rozeki's a good card and Anarch is allowed to have 6 of them, where Shaper is allowed to have none of them. So hopefully, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. We have the Anarch Econ on the unbanned side, because for most of this meta, they've been basically absent. And it was just this sort of one event where they showed up a bit, and it was largely in response to a very teched Corp side. Everyone and their Nan started teching against Crim, because the field was oops all Crim, which gave Anarch a bit of a rock, paper, scissors uplift. So is it inherent faction strength? Is it, you know, just once the Crim is, you know, adjusted or other factions are brought to a Anarch power level? You know, what needs to happen? We'll see what people think. So, place your bets. 3, 2, 1, stamp. Our first person with convictions. Everyone on the same page though. Anarch probably not getting any new toys because Rozeki Tribal, I assume.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Almost
already.
certainly, yes.
Like it's of the 3 runners, it's in the middle, so it makes more sense to bring the other 2 close to it and leave it alone than it is to try and move it at the same time.
Why do you all reckon we saw no Anarch until suddenly we saw Anarch? What happened there?
People forgot how to play Reg Anarch because Bankar.
You think it was
Unironically, yes.
like everyone got too used to playing Bankar got banned, everyone was like, this is garbage, and then they suddenly started playing Anarch again and were like, wait, we don't pay to break anything and we generate 12 credits a turn.
We played Doomrig and River Red, and it's because we have Leech and the good breakers.
Yeah,
better breakers.
and
they
ice
have
destruction, and
we pay 5 credits once to get rid of the ice, and then we do that 3 times, and then we're good.
They really let Anarch have all the toys, don't they?
I think part of it as well is the fact that we're seeing more LEO around now as well. Anarch, it's got the economy to actually be able to keep up with that deck going on into the late game,
And also
the additional combination of ice destruction that it can bring alongside the LEO removing its own ice as well ends up being.
I mean, ice destruction is just huge in the meta right now because
Yeah.
like Crims have started packing reprise as well.
Yeah, like also against LEO, Anarchs don't have many like successful run triggers things, whereas Crims do. So Crim, there's always the chance that LEO just says, actually, you don't get the 6 credits from your clean getaway now.
Yeah.
If you try and go for that.
All right. And finally, Bravado, the hit to Crim economy. Place your bets in 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Spicy.
Division, clear the lobbies. We have our first disagreement. So, in one corner, we have Crim is getting hit. In the other corner, we have Crim is not getting hit. Fight to the death.
They can't keep getting away with it. It's
I don't know how big of a ban it's going to be. Like, I don't know if they're going to ban some of their biggest hitters, but they're going to ban something from the top deck just to bring it in line with the other runners.
Oh, as you see, with all important arguments like this, I ended up writing down two arguments for each side of it.
Naturally.
So on the ban side, we have a very large list of reasoned arguments, like Chesva is indeed probably an overpowered card, which ends up propping up the rest of the strength of the faction, and could probably do with being banned at some point just to allow you to print more powerful cards elsewhere in the faction. Criminal is obviously the most performant and the most popular faction at the moment. On the ban side, I have a list of paper that reads, please no, please no, please no. And it continues down in this vein for most of the length of the page.
Listen, we unban the Shaper economy, we'll start playing Shaper instead, it'll be fine.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Congress have like fun tools.
You can just play blue.
And
You can just play blue Shaper.
Of course, the more emotive argument ends up winning out.
Naturally.
That's
Yes.
that's valid. Also
Yeah,
participate. You know, we're stat key. Yeah, okay. You know, we're gonna. Some of you need better clipboard management skills. Okay, so next, that button, that button. Okay, UI fixed. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I think so. I'm gonna pitch the other case for no crim ban, and the other case for no crim ban is gonna be apparent in section 2, which is that crim's biggest predator might be getting hit, and is crim like how does that impact things, you know? Because Ob out here just like going gangbusters.
Does silly things, yes.
Let's talk about section 2, obvious hits. Actually, we're ahead of time. We can chat about section 1 some more. Anyone have any more like general thoughts on runner economy?
I think the only world where I've tripled down ban on Crim. I think the only world where Crim doesn't get banned out is if they unban moshing and like 2 Shaper cards, like strong good Shaper cards, so that everyone so rather than bringing Crim down a bit, they just boost everyone else up a load. But that makes runners overall really strong. And
Yeah,
I don't know
you
if they
need
want
to. Hey, hold on. Are we returning to the prophesized land of unbanned Vacheron?
Yeah, you see, this is where I actually kind of disagree. I think that Anarch is actually almost as strong as Crim is currently, and it's just everyone ended up shifting off of it because of the perceived reduction in strength from the ban card nerf. I think that
Yeah.
if you end up banning a Crim card, will end up and you don't make any changes to Shaper, you'll just end up seeing Anarch dominating worlds, which I don't think is something that.
So nothing new, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if you leave Crim where it is, leave Anarch where it is, boost Shaper up a little bit, I think either we'll end up with pretty much the same sort of distribution we've got at the moment, or we'll actually end up in the magical Christmas land where each faction is reasonably balanced against each other.
I have also heard the wild and outlet suggestion of, if we want to do something about criminal, what if we just unban Tributary? What could go wrong?
No, fuck off. That makes everyone miserable, though.
It mostly makes Crim miserable.
It makes
Yes,
Crim miserable more than everyone else, but yeah,
it
that's,
actually helps Shaper a load because Shapers don't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ban every good Alco card, unban Tributary. I'm here for it.
True.
Bring back Dinteki Glacier.
I don't think Gold Company and Nebula need more strength.
Well, they might after the ban list, because we have got 6 cards between those 2 decks represented for discussion here today. So,
2 of those cards aren't real.
Well, we can talk about that.
We'll get back to that. Yeah.
We'll get that.
All right, yeah, we're a bit ahead of time, but like, let's keep it moving. It gives us more time to yap about the controversial ones. So, it's time for section 2, the obvious hits. This is, does Ob take a hit? And if Ob does take a hit, it's Cybersand Harvester. I don't think there's a universe where an Ob card takes a hit that isn't Cybersand Harvester.
It's Ob itself.
Can anyone? Okay, yeah. This sure.
Ob
This
itself.
could be Cybersand Harvester, or it could be we're biting the bullet and finally banning Ob.
The only one where Cybersand survives is where Orb gets.
Because let's be honest,
actually,
like Orb is going to
it's
get
not a-
banned before it rotates, right? I think we all are on that page. There is no way Orb survives until Borealis
Yeah.
rotates.
it has the word tutor as many times as you want, with the ability to mostly deal with the downside. It's just so good at going like
It's a little
stupid fast.
goofy.
You get your influence dips every game, guaranteed. It's a bit silly. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit.
At some point, they're going to print a card that pushes it over the edge, but they want that card to remain in the meta because of the rest of the decks. At which point, you have to ban Ob.
Yeah, Orb will go eventually, but right now I've put Cybersand to represent this. It might be Orb, but unless anyone else can nominate another card that maybe should be here, I think this is really the discussion. Do we
I mean, in
hit,
principle, you
like,
could ban Sphitogor to just take him down a notch, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love if they banned Zato Grid, but that's not
Yeah.
happening.
That's not in some of the
and
versions of
Zato
Orb.
Grid
Is the
is
thing.
like a lot of them are on Trank as well.
Yeah.
Zato's more
Like-
common, but there is a bunch of Tranquility around.
The only other card you could theoretically ban, because one of the best targets for Cybersand to tutor is Humanoid Resources, but they're not banning that card because that's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine everywhere else.
Yeah, and it gives you like the really, really fun PD Pencil's Foot Gun deck. Like it opens up some really cool lines in other factions.
Yeah, because it's a balanced card in other factions. It's just that Orb does stupid things with it.
yeah, an Orbit costs 4 to trash and you can't trash your last click.
And it sometimes gives you money.
Yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes it gives you, what, 6 extra?
Well,
Yeah,
so you,
6
however,
extra
however
dollars.
many credits you got from the Cybersand, +2 from your Yakov, +2 from your Trank. So like
Plus 2 from
sometimes
Yakov
it's
again.
+2 from Yakov again. So yeah, sometimes it's +6 credits. You know?
because yeah, so if, yeah, it's a, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little goof.
All right. Put your pins down. 3, 2, 1. Pins.
I'm expecting to have to find a new deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
Listen, either it get banned and I get 3 points, or it doesn't get banned and I get to play the Ob deck still.
You know, a reasonable world to choose to live in. Yeah. I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
that deck. I think it's a shame because so for anyone not aware, we have a humanoid resources deck. I've published one of the more recent versions of it. It's called like All You Need Is Money or some nonsense like that.
Yeah,
Do not need tricks, only money.
it's a
You do not need
modified.
tricks, only money.
Yeah, it's a modified version of the list I took to Nats earlier this year
Yeah.
and got top cut with it somehow.
Yeah.
I say somehow, it's because it was silly strong.
I took only one loss on it all weekend. I got let down by my runner side. It's a real strong deck. We all love that thing. It's going to be really sad to see it go because it's mostly fine. It did win ACC. A version of it got brought by. Oh god, I'm forgetting everyone. Was it?
Is it Augustus that
Was it
brought it?
Augustus? In my head, Augustus showed up to one of the online continentals with basically our list and won the thing. Someone can fact check me on that, but I think that's what happened. So like it is strong, but I feel like mostly Ob is like getting punished for the crimes of Zwan and Bladderwort in this universe. But like that is the universe we live in, I think. So
Yeah, and like conceptually, fundamentally, having a 4 to trash card that you can instant speed tutor most of the best cards in your deck at any time is probably a bit much.
yeah, do people think it's just the 4 to trash that pushes this over the edge? If it was like cheap
Honestly,
trash,
yeah,
I don't
because you just
understand
don't
why.
res the thing.
I guess it's 4 to trash in centrals is the reason, but like, yeah,
The thing is, I think there's been times where you just don't res it, and you ask the runner, "Do you want to spend 4 of your credits to deny me this ability?" In which case, I spent a click on the card to make the runner lose 4, and in an extremely rushy early game, they can't then deal with anything else for the next couple of times where they build up their economy again. Like that's still really good.
and it's probably just correct for them to do. It's the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
miserable
Yeah,
thing.
that's the thing. Yeah,
If
Like,
if it was a cheaper trash, or it was not a paid ability window to trash it,
On the opponent's
then
turn, yeah.
it would probably be a fair card. The combination of the two of them puts it in a position where there isn't really many good lines you have against it.
Allmate Vlad in chat says, I feel like Ob is in the same place as Sashiko, where because the SBT are reluctant to ban IDs, they're just playing whack-a-mole with the cards that the ID breaks. I think that's true to some extent, but we also do like to joke that SBT has Ob blinders on and is just chronically incapable of seeing that Ob exists. Because we all thought Cybersand was getting banned on the last ban list, and it somehow is still with us. So...
Yeah,
Right,
isn't it a thing
Cybersand
that
is a card that doesn't really do all that much outside of Ob.
Yeah, it's like the actual intended use case of the card, and the reason why it has 4 to trash is that you install it in a new remote with no ice. The runner chooses to run Essential. You pay 2 upfront. You get 2 credits on the thing, and then you actually make use of the second line of text where you use it to deduct the install costs of things. So it becomes like just like
I think that's
content.
partially true, but it was printed in Liberation and Ob did exist. I think it was mostly just a case of this card was expected to be a really powerful Ob card, but it was being held in check by the NKIGS rules, and actually those pushed it into unplayability. I actually think there's probably a very real world where this card is significantly more playable than
that also wasn't
it was
the
set up
very
to be. But
that also wasn't the extremely super strong 1-drops to tutor. Like you had a couple of good ones, but Humanoid, I think chaining this into Humanoid into either Civicator or Spin Doctor, I think is what really pushes it over the edge.
That's actually a good question. Let's hit up Netrunner DB. Let's do ESU21 or oh god, there's no good way to do this. Hold on. Okay. It's what was it? It was Rain and Reverie, Katara, and System Update 2021.
Yes, for and then you want to search for.
And we are looking for core.
You can use, I think, Z6 for the 6th rotation. You cannot use Z6.
That's huge.
You can use Z for rotation apparently, but
that didn't work. So let's just.
We're gonna do it manually.
Cost is 1.
Not operation.
Yeah, type is not operation. All right, so we had Daruma in
like the best card is
in
probably
Raid of Reverie, which Daruma was it's all playing a Taya, but no, isn't Cybersand Liberation? Isn't Cybersand weird?
Cybersand.
Yeah, Cybersand is Liberation. Anyway,
yeah.
It feels like it's Borealis though.
Because it's such an obvious Ob support card.
Because it's an Ob card. Eric, you're late to my stream. I'm meant to be late to your stream. So yeah, you could tutor Daruma. In Katara, Katara, you could do Warden, Malia, Ginger. So probably actually there was a decent line of get Ginger, use it as extra copies of Ginger as an influence spend.
But then you're playing Ginger Mob.
It could get you Rikoko, and this was when Rikoko kill was a real thing.
Yeah, but then you can't then use Rikoko immediately. Yeah, maybe.
You could just Cybersand into Rikoko and then like just Rikoko kill line from nowhere was probably
you can seamless
a deck
Rikoko
that
as well.
exists.
Well, the thing is, you can't. Well, you can't. You would have to You couldn't Cybersand into Rikoko into Clearinghouse. Is the thing.
You can Cybersand on their turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cybersand on their turn.
Cybersand on their turn, install Rikoko.
Like seamless advance. That's 4 damage.
With seamless Hollow Man, seamless advance.
Yeah.
Like
that's 6. Bonk.
Oh, you can't seamless because it's start of turn trigger, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying you can't clearing. You have to have Rikoko sit on the table.
For Clearinghouse. Yeah.
Okay, Rikoko double Hollow Man does it though. Look, there was a jank combo deck that nobody.
Oh yeah, you could absolutely use it as extra copies of Rikoko to then shoot it out. Shoot it out and then get it online much more frequently.
Yeah, Rikoko was also you've got jump scare. Urban Renewal it's Urban Renewal.
It's fine. But you don't need it quickly. getting it out
And
quickly. is
Overseer
better.
Matrix is not a real card. Okay, yeah, no.
I played
So-
that in my Ampere deck regularly. It was great.
Well, sure. It was, incredible
In your
Ampere
Ampere deck.
cards.
Yeah.
Fetching MCA austerity policy. If you're looking at from the Red Sand cycle.
Oh god, yeah, Red Sands as well. Hold on. Corporate Town and Ice Wall from System Update.
Are we good on time?
Neither of those are real. Okay, and then Red Sand is MCA is kind of huge. You could definitely MCA. Yeah, we have about half an hour until the embargo lift.
We have a lot to get through.
Bamboo
Maybe one left.
Dome, Ben Mushashi, Open Forum, and Quarantine System. Okay, well we've finally gotten to the point where we're no longer ahead of time. So I think we've yapped about
Yeah.
Cybersand enough.
TLDR, a lot of these cards don't have the word gain money, gain a ton of money, draw a ton of cards, develop your board state, and
Yeah,
shoot
those
out,
cards
and
aren't
shoot
Rashida,
and
notably.
cheat. Yeah, those cards aren't like Rashida, which costs 1, which you can then trigger. Like
So-
humanoid is what made this strong.
Quick
being able to shoot
recap
that out.
for everyone that's joined us recently, because I can see our numbers have spiked up a little bit. These are the bets on Runner Econ. These represent any Runner Econ from each faction, not necessarily these cards specifically. General, everyone agrees. Shaper going to get something freed. Nothing happening to Anarch, and probably Bravado, like Crim unban. But we had Crim ban. We had disagreement there. So we'll see what ends up being reality. Section 2, obvious hits. Everyone is trying to claim 3 points on this. No one's willing to break out from the crowd and try and make a name for themselves. Everyone's gonna live together or die together. Shapers are not fine.
What does Shaper do?
Miathir, what has
Isn't-
Shaper done? In like, okay, some Arisanas have scraped top cuts and then immediately bombed out of top cut.
Yeah, because Shaper has to import a ton. Like, how much of Shaper's influence is being spent on just basic economy, like
All
furniture
of it.
and getaways?
All of it.
The answer's all
we're
of it,
spending
yeah.
3 on Fizarum because otherwise Ari doesn't make sense. But like the rest of it is dumped into econ. Like multiple fermenters, multiple clean getaways or transfers of wealth. Like
Because the thing is, like,
sometimes we're
the
on
ra-
hush because of the
the-
Wayland meta that's emerging.
the key thing with Shaper is that the two ways of Shaper make an economy are either sick temporary kickflips with like environmental testing, or engine building with knickknack, and both of these cost money to get started, and that's normally too slow. They need to get lucky and get their engine pieces early, otherwise they don't get to play the game. Generally, it's really rough. Whereas you have like, it just makes them generally worse than Shape. Makes them generally worse than Anarch and Crim.
So, first thing I want you to know, no one is playing Shaper, because look at these error bans compared with the other factions. Okay? Secondly, the only Shapers worth considering are Lat and Ari. Mag is actively in the dumps. Ari always has an inflated presence in these kind of analytics because new players do not show up to events with Ari. On the whole, she tends to only be showed up to events with by more experienced players. It's like Hob. You're always going to have an inflated reference of the ability of the deck because of the kinds of people that bring it to events,
And
Ari's
always. The other thing is that Ari's always going to have a certain amount of playability because there's definitely a diehard cult behind her.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're all broing to try and find out how to make her good, but like, oh my god, it's miserable right now. Lat, I would need to look into more, but like on the whole, like Lat is this is not like an impressive record. Like, I don't know, maybe Lat's fine, but like nothing feels good when Corps are out here with their like 60% win rates, like 62% Alco ceiling, 64% mirror morph ceiling. Like, we live in the bad universe. Alright. Let's move on. Section 3, killing Nebula. I am asserting fuck Nebula. You can all fight me over this. If you want to just pick unbanned for both of these. But the high level discussion here is, do we lose touch-ups or do we lose false lead? And if we kill Nebula, do we need to unban a powerful card to give life back to the faction. I've put Bologna here as I think it's an obvious pick. It could also just deadass be R+, but I think R+ would still be ridiculously miserable to play
No.
against, so probably won't happen.
Please no.
You're not allowed
Other-
R+ and Oppo research in the same format.
Yeah.
I mean, the tag management is less miserable in this rotation than last.
Yeah, tags are less annoying. I would be happy to see Oppo go.
Like, you're not
I
getting hit
hate
by 3
Oppo,
self-growth
but-
program a game.
Oh god. Sorry, you just gave me
Remember self-growth
Vietnam
program?
flashbacks.
Remember last
self-growth program. Oh, my shape of heart. It can't handle that card existing. What a miserable card. Yeah, anyway. Should we you know what, let's do touch-ups and false lead at the same time, because I think the conversation is mostly going to be there's a Hamilton quote here. It's, is it if, Burr, or which one? It's a line from Hamilton. So yeah, there you go. Hamilton referenced. Yeah, everyone throw down your bets on touch-ups and false lead in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh,
Okay.
disagreement.
Okay, we have Diamond taking a big swing on this one.
I'm big swinging.
You're 6-point swinging on this. All right. No hedging.
We go big or we go home. We may go home.
Valid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll open it to the floor. Touch-ups, false lead, where are we at?
False lead, like I hate, like, just for record, I don't like false lead. I want it to be banned, but I don't think they want to ban. I don't think they would want to ban this, and I think there are other. I think touch-ups is the more generically overpowered kill piece that is going to be meta warping for as long as it's as long as it's in the game. It will be a constant, like, oh, I only need a single tag to murder because of touch-ups end of the line. It's just it's a messed up card, and I think it's just silly numbers on it.
Yeah,
Hear
the
me out.
tomorrow's headline touch-up end of the line combo is one of those high rolls that's just very annoying to try and deal with.
Hear me out. What if you put T400 Memory Diamond in your deck? Then what?
True.
Lucy, stop.
Just don't take 6 damage.
Yeah, just don't take any damage beforehand.
We'll just install 1 copy of Stone Ship.
Be constantly forced to stay on 6 hand size. Like, the other thing, like, false lead is mostly busted because Nebula could score it out so easily, which is partially Nebula's sins. Like, when you actually have to score out a 3-1 legit, it's a bit more like, okay, then fine.
See, that's where I disagree. I think that false lead's going to get banned so that it's effectively a pseudo double hit on Gold Company.
Mm.
And they're going to leave
Maybe.
touch-ups in place there because we're starting to see some false leads show up in Gold Company.
The other,
But there is so many viable Alco decks that I think hitting Alco doesn't actually... Like, hitting false lead doesn't actually hit Alco, it just forces everyone onto the Alco decks that are not playing it.
yeah, if I'm wrong about false lead, that would be great because that means it's getting banned, and that would be a good day for me. But I just think touch-ups is a fundamentally busted card, whereas false lead is it's a miserable card, but it's not. And it's busted with Oppo, but it's still a big investment from the corp to actually get that to go work.
I don't know. Like, I feel like touch-up, you got to have the actual combo, whereas false lead, like, the combo is
Well, the thing is,
score it ever.
even
play an
without the
Oppo
combo,
ever.
you just use touch-ups as a scoring card, and then you fuck up the runner's hand a bit. Even if you're not actually killing them, it's still like, yes, I
might
choose
be
program,
okay.
and
Right, that's
like,
an acceptable tempo use for it, though.
it's still really strong is the thing. Like, it's even if it has just a tempo tool, it's still really strong. And then you've got the kill line with it as well, which I think is what makes it.
Oh yeah, okay. Really elegant suggestion from chat. False lead is an FFG card, so like, what if we just like Axe the Ashes reprints? You know?
True.
Anyone gonna be sad to see Colossus go?
Oh, like,
You'd be sad to
if-
see SMC go.
Well, no, because you just unban Wild Tree to go with it.
loosely stop.
No, you can. I'm sorry. If SMC is banned, you can unban Wild Tree.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
You're
yeah,
down
yeah. Like,
3
that's
copies
true,
of Wild
actually,
Tree.
yeah.
The thing that made that deck good was that you got to put 9 copies of Wild Tree in your deck.
and now you have to play 6 copies of World Tree, 3 of which cost an extra MU.
Yeah, there's no more, and also like the line of Muse into SMC into World Tree, sell the Muse into a Coalescence so that your Muse doesn't get eaten, all clicklessly because you're Arisana, was the thing that made the deck so strong. Right? Was overclock Muse into SMC, SMC into World Tree, sell Muse into Coalescence. Losing that line would be huge for the deck because you would need to actually get down another program before you do your World Tree play. Anyway. Unban Wild Tree. SBT, stop being cowards. Unban Wild Tree. Give me my tree. Do you want to talk about unbanning Bologna? Anyone want to unban Bologna? I'm sure none of us wants to unban Bologna, but anyone
No,
think
thing is,
Bologna will get
You
unbanned?
install Bologna, you advance Bologna. The runner then has to either bankrupt themselves or give you threat 3 for Oppo purposes, or they steal it and they turn on Oppo anyway.
So we did a draft recently,
need-
and I managed to grab.
We need to actually put our stickers down.
Yeah, everyone put your stickers down. We did a draft recently, and I managed to grab 2 Bolognas, and multiple times I just went install advance, turn 1 or 2 uniced Bologna, and just assert that actually if you take this, it's worse for you than it is for me, and the economic line you would need to take to afford it isn't realistic in draft. So Bologna is a very funny card.
I think the problem is also that none of the other cards can realistically ever get unbanned. So you got on the list of other NBN bans, we've got R+,
which warps tags.
I think there's a world you can unban R+. It's just it requires you to hit so much of the rest of the meta.
Yep. We've got Drago.
Okay.
Probably not.
Hear me out. Hear me
If you
out.
ban touch-ups,
Drago was the natural predator. So here's the thing. Everyone was like,
You are not
resources are too
unbanning
strong.
Keeling.
No, here's the thing. Everyone was like, resources are too strong, right? There's way too many resources in the game. You know, we've got like, the Anarch tribal. We've got Bankar, like all of these powerful resources held in check by the ability to spend 4 credits in your whole turn to delete any resource. Okay, there's my pitch. There's my pitch for Draco.
The problem is that it wasn't actually 4 credits because R+.
This is the thing. I think that is it a messed up card? Yeah. Is it actually maybe fine? In like if you get rid of touch ups, the like turn 1 kill or whatever nonsense it is with touch ups end of the line Drago, but
I feel like if you ever afford to import it into like Acity Egg, then there's problems because then every 2 uniced cards is a kill.
It is
Every,
4
unresed even. It is 4.
And lastly, we've also got Gold Farmer.
yeah.
No.
Okay, so it's
No.
realistically it's Bologna is the only candidate, and you're all on camp. They're just gonna let Crim be a dead faction. Sorry, let NBN be a dead faction.
Yeah.
Like
Zero NBN at Worlds is the prediction you've all currently put on the table.
I don't think it's going to be 0 NBN. I think that you could probably still do some sort of scoring NBN.
No, scoring Nebula is the best scoring deck, and it's not real.
Okay.
Like that, you can build it. It ends up being the startup list, and it's not real in startup either. It's like it's playable, but it's not going to win you a startup event. It can top half you a startup event. I'm not advocating for both R+ and Drago. I'm specifically advocating for one of them is a plausible world. If you like are willing to consider that Oppo Research is an effed up card that shouldn't exist. All right. How are we doing for time? Someone that's quick at maths. We have 3 cards left. 3 cards is 18 minutes. We're like, yeah, we're about on time. All right. Final section. Alco. Not featured. Regenesis. Maybe Regenesis gets hit, but like, I don't know. I feel like you hit Moonpool before you hit Regenesis. Maybe some of you disagree. But here's the spread. Anyone got any high-level thoughts before we put down things on like the selection of cards here for the Alco hit?
Yeah, I think you can kind of divide these cards into two camps of setting up the Alco and paying off the Alco, with Sting and Anemone being set up for Alco, aka doing damage, and then Moonpool being the payoff of fixing the agenda problem that Alco naturally creates. And
I think it's also worth pointing out that Sting and Moonpool are also functionally Regenesis hits.
Yeah, I mean, no Regenesis is mostly because otherwise it hits a lot of other Jintekis, which
that's why I didn't put it on the board.
It hits a respectable Jinteki list.
That's why I didn't put it on the board, because Regenesis is like, you're just basically saying that, like, other than Alco, this gets to be a dead faction, which is already kind of the case, but like, you know, hopefully the goal is possibly to bring Alco down a bit so that we get a bit more diversity out of Jinteki. And I do think there is a good Atea list that exists, and probably a decent RH list. They just need more exploration. And maybe a PT and Chan list.
Maybe.
That.
Because it is just red Prav. And the Prav sickos are out there in the world. They could be any one of us.
Terrifying.
I think there's a world where multiple of these could get hit. So let's go through these one at a time, rather than you all just like putting your stake in the ground. So step 1, Sting. Place your pins. Go.
Yeah, this is actually a hard one.
I'm standing up.
Yeah.
Get that shit gone.
I will be so happy if in 20 minutes I get to announce Sting ban.
Oh yeah, Sting is just kind of.
It seems like such an obvious hit though, as well.
Yeah, but it's not in every version of Alco. It is. I think it is only in Alco is the thing. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like,
and it's
not all.
It's not in every version of Alco, but it being in Alco is the reason you can't just run archives with reckless abandon.
Yes, exactly.
Partially that's because of Moonpool though, but we shall get to later. But Sting is like
Like, because if there's no Sting in the format, then like the only threat from archives is Fut and Fuji. And like if you steal a Fuji, you've stolen 3 points. And if there's a Fut on the table, go kill him first.
It's spoken like someone that has their breakers down.
And has ways past the thing that says.
Hold on, hold on, I forgot. It's the 4 pinhole meta.
It's 4 pinhole. Just play pinhole. Just play pinhole forehead.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have. Yeah.
Evie, any opinions on Sting, or is this just I think it'll be one of the other ones?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to ban out of these 3. Like, yes, Sting is a problematic card. However, it's only hitting a subsection of Gold Company. So if you're trying to bring down the prevalence of the deck as a whole, that's not what you want to hit. If you're specifically trying to hurt the more damage focused, kill focused variants of the deck, then yes, Sting would be another choice there. But at the same time, you'd probably also be looking at cards like Bladderwort.
I have another compelling reason to ban Sting. Every Sting plus Fut interaction requires about 4 seconds of reading cards to figure out how much damage it actually does.
Yeah, there's too many +1s in there.
Why is there so much +1? Oh, no, at least it's not in Personal Evolution. Gotta just to rack up the +1s. All right, let's pins on Anemone. 3, 2, 1, pins. Oh, okay.
Oh, we have consensus.
Consensus Anemone hate. The Anemone haters have logged on.
It's just a little bit.
It just seems like an obvious hit.
It's probably
like,
the
I'm not
most
actually sure they
reliable
will.
way of charging up Gold Company for its first activation.
Yeah, every egg is on like 2 or 3 Anemone.
It's basically you spend a card from hand to do 2 damage, and then you get a free draw 2 with like the Alco effect, and that's like pretty good. And it doesn't see much play that it doesn't see that much play outside of Egg as well at the
I think
moment.
it sees
is the
like
thing.
no play.
I can't think of any decks that
People
run
were
it
doing an
outside.
ob for the funnies, but like
No.
True. Okay, and it does see play in as part of the Bangun Tucana shell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
Actually, I'm going to change this. Now I've had a little bit think about
Oh,
this more.
oh.
I'm going to change that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that it's
Ooh,
actually.
I'll allow
going
that.
hard.
If it's a triple down, I'll allow it. If it's an unban, then
Yes.
no. You've got to live by your decisions. Okay. I'll allow the retroactive triple down.
Yeah,
He can-
I should
he
have put it
can
there the
lose
first
more
time round.
points to an
That was
enemy.
my that was how confident I was. I just chickened out.
All right. Yeah, I mean, interesting. So I think the argument to devil's advocate, as I've been trying to do here, the argument for it staying unbanned is that like I just don't run 5-head. It just doesn't do anything if you don't run.
Right,
yes,
the problem is if you're not running, then
not run the
you get
fact that's
free
on the
Genesis
table.
scores.
Let's
what
not
if-
run the fact that's on the table.
We pinhole them through the uniced servers.
Yeah. Okay,
What if it was a
sure.
4-pinhole meta? Have we considered that?
It's true. ABP always be
What is
pinholing.
have you considered, Lucy, if we could we not live in that world?
See, that'd
No,
be the real
I
criminal
don't think
hit,
any amount of hitting Alco saves us from the 4-pinhole meta, to be honest. We just live in a 4-pinhole meta for Worlds. Like, I think the amount of bans you would have to do to save us from the 4-pinhole meta is kind of wild. We might get down to a
We're running over to
3-pinhole
silly
meta.
remoteless
We
strategies.
might make it back down to a 3-pinhole meta, but like with like Leo putting Managoms in servers and like Anthill being a card that exists behind ice and FUT existing. Because I didn't put FUT on the board because I like.
There's no way.
Is anyone thinking we'll see a FUT ban? Am I out of touch?
FUT is strong, but it requires a little bit of work for it to actually be like disgustingly overpowered.
It feels fair.
Feels like new and shiny, so he's sort of inherently less likely to be banned.
Well, you know what else was new and shiny? Tributary.
Tributary unfortunately had the text. There's only 2 runner factions now, so like that's why that got banned.
Yeah.
Part of it as well is that you need cards like FUT in order to force interaction between the run and the corp. Like, it presents a threat that they have to deal with. Like, and without that, you end up getting what's the phrasing for this? It goes back to that whole flat game state thing again.
Oh, with flat game state posting.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that. I haven't got around to that.
It's a good video. TLDR, it's just like taking the 4 stages of a Netrunner game that we're all familiar with, encoding the first one as a term called flat, and then kind of hitting the game with a bit of flat tone negative, which I disagree with. I think flat is fine. I think flat and boring are different things.
Right, but it's an important sort of card for being able to force the game back from flatter states into spikier states.
Oh yeah. It's a game complexity increase card, and game complexity increase cards are what like Jinteki is partly about. All right, do we want to do pins on Moonpool? I'll give you all a 3, 2, 1. Pins on Moonpool.
There's no way.
Ooh, a fight to the death.
I think it just does too many messed up things. Like if Sting gets banned, I could maybe see Moonpool not. But I think
the problem is, I think if you kill Moonpool, you just kill Gold Company entirely, and I don't think that's going to do.
I don't like.
There were good Alco decks before they all started jamming 3x Moonpool.
They
were doing well.
You start with the mandatory 3 spin doctor, but then after that, like you just have to be a little bit less pedal on the gas with the ability, so you don't just fire it with reckless abandon, which makes it mildly more interesting than just clicking the button every single turn, other than when you're a Genesis score.
Yeah, it does
Like,
kind
if
of feel like Alco had a bit of a trick shot arc where it got revealed and everyone had that trick shot thing of like, oh, okay, that's interesting. You're gonna have to figure out which board states you fire it on because maybe you don't want to fire it because you'll like burn through your deck too quickly. And then it turns out in reality you just unga bunga fire the card every time.
apart from this, yeah, unless you want to score 4 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like, if Sting gets banned, like I'm saying Sting stays, so therefore this has to go. Like, if Sting does get banned, then I could maybe see a world where this stays. But whilst being able to trash Stings from hand, put them in the run archives to check for a Genesis, that's do any for any reason. Trash Stings from HQ, put them into the bin, and then fetch the Fujis out of bin, and then the runner takes 6 damage. That's not okay. Like, it's just plus scoring, plus ducking for bladder reasons. It just does everything you want.
Yeah, I think we can't keep both Sting and Moonpool. I'm saying it's Sting that goes.
Whereas I think it's Moonpool.
Whereas
And,
you're
and
saying
everyone thinks
both
it's Anemone.
are unbanned.
I think an enemy is just a really obvious hit. It's kind of like the single, like every Alco deck starts with put 3 copies of like Anemone, Fat, and like
Fuji, probably.
Fuji, Moonpool, Spin Doctor. Like, those are like the ones in every single Alco list, I'm pretty sure. And I think something has to go from that trio. It might not be both Anemone and Moonpool. It might just be Moonpool. But like, I think
Okay,
Moonpool is more
if
likely.
this wasn't before Worlds, I might agree that you could hit Gold Company harder. However, I think that there's still a certain desire to maintain faction diversity at Worlds. And hence, you can't hit Gold Company too hard. You still need to let it have some presence.
Sure, I just don't think that. I don't think it's gonna keep Moonpool. I think like it's this. I think if you don't ban anything else from Gold Company and then just ban Moonpool, I think it still is a fine deck. It may not necessarily be like it's definitely not gonna be a lot worse, but you still get. I don't know. Like, otherwise, you're still gonna end up with all runners being triple stone ship, tons of whatever, so that they can actually touch archives once and not perish. It's just difficult to deal with.
I mean, you're going to see triple stone ship anyway, just because you've got so much kill threat elsewhere in the meta.
True.
So,
With Neb hit and Alco taking a hit, there's not as much kill.
Especially because the third main kill threat is measure response, and there's the other counterplay to measure response.
no, actually, I disagree there. So, I think that if you just ban false lead, you've still got a viable kill Nebula deck. It's not as strong, I agree.
Yeah, fair.
But I think that you're not going to push it out the meta completely.
Yeah, touch ups. It's like touch ups on what's it called? Tomorrow's headline, end of the line, or they float a tag to an oppo, end of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it forces the deck to actually have a slightly stronger scoring plan.
It does mean if they rip the Tomorrow's headline, then like you're sad.
Yeah.
I mean, like even forgetting like the Tomorrow headline high roll case. Like, I still think that you can do some stuff between Oppo Research and other.
Yeah, you just actually
force continuous credit taxes
rather than forcing them to float tags with false lead. You just say clear all the tags, otherwise you die.
Because, like, at the moment, the deck's is actually quite ice light in some ways compared to what we've seen earlier on in the meta with Nebula decks. And part of the way that they can get away with that is that you've got the false lead there in order to prevent you from clearing the tags. And if you get rid of false lead, you have to go back to providing a strong enough credit tax that the tags can't be cleared.
Yeah, I can see that world existing.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we have all of our main points of order discussed on this. We have got 6 minutes until the embargo lifts. Which honestly, that's good time. We 1 card ahead of schedule.
Wow.
I was expecting us
Yeah.
to be either cutting it fine or going slightly over. So good discussions. Does anyone have any decisions they've made so far that they, looking back on after discussion, regret? I'm not letting you change them. You're locked in. But anyone looking back with regret on any of these punts?
Well,
Maybe the anemone one. Like, if they ban at Moonpool, they might not touch anemone. But if they don't touch Moonpool, then anemone, I think, is probably going to get as the obvious choice.
no, I've sent it purely on vibes. I refuse to recant my choices.
So to give everyone their running numbers, Diamond, you have predicted a 1 unban, 4 ban list.
Yeah.
Evie, you have predicted 1 unban, 2 ban,
3 ban.
3 ban, 3 ban false lead.
Yep.
And Landa, you have predicted 1 unban,
A ban.
2, 3, 4 ban.
4 ban.
So that's kind of the range we're all looking in. It's like a 4 or 5 card ban list. Creative Commission comes off, and some spread of these cards go on. Does anyone have any wild called shots that I didn't put up on the board?
What if there just wasn't any? What if there was no changes?
Yeah.
We get to continue playing Ob.
I mean, one thing we could do is we could look at the historic World's ban lists, right?
Yeah.
Because we then have to figure out what those are. Hold on.
I think the meta
Can
is
someone
just...
go find me the dates of the previous World Championships, please? So. Are there not links to the articles here?
1 moment. I've got the 24 ban list. I'm just going to stick it in the chat.
Yep. Yeah. So this was the previous year's World's ban list, and that one was just ban World Tree.
And
Yeah.
This is probably.
But that was because World Tree was like the best deck at the time.
The one before that would have been the 2309, I think.
Yep. And then here's the.
Which was.
2309 was Keeling Dream Net Lamb.
Which was the best. A key card in the best deck.
Yeah, Keeling was a panic ban the way the World Tree was a panic ban, right? It was a... Nobody has actually done anything with this at a big event. I mean, obviously World Tree people had done things with it, but like not in the same way. But like
And
we think
Lamb
that
is fine
if it
now,
shows
actually.
up, it might just be a tier 0 deck. Well, Lamb got banned because they had to ban one of Lamb got unbanned because Vegemite Lamb is fun and Knifed and Surfer were what killed it originally.
And then before that, we've
and
got
then
the
DreamNet ban was
Padlap.
Cowardice, where we decided to live in the world where we don't have DreamNet and do have Hashiko. And for some reason, we continue to live in that world. Okay. And then 2209, this was a big one.
That's Rozeki, Pad Tap, preemptive
and then
action.
419, preempt, and archives, yeah. The 419 unbound here was fun. 419 never really did anything, so I get the unbound, but like, what a miserable card to play against.
Yeah.
I mean, equally though, it wasn't exactly dominating any of the meta which it played in after this unban.
And then they banned.
The unban was definitely cogent. It just like.
And then they banned a couple of powerful recursion tools.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that was what Pad Tap was. Yeah, and then we banned Rozeki while letting Anarch have 7 Rozekis.
Yep.
So, like, there has been a spread of size of world's ban lists.
Yeah, some of them are a bit bigger than others, but like, I think we're probably gonna get some unbanned. I'm not sure which.
Well, it looks like SBT has beat their own embargo, but I'm not
Wow.
allowed to open this on stream for another minute.
Classic.
So we're gonna sit here and wait until I'm legally allowed to open this on stream, because NSG. I mean, look, last time they you're not allowed to say anything. We're under embargo. And we can talk about it. All right. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a 4-card ban list: Creative Commission unbanned, Sting banned, Cybersand banned, Touch Ups banned.
Okay.
That's fascinating.
Before we talk about
fair.
these, do people want to see how many points they've gained or lost?
Yeah, I got
Yeah, go
this
on.
a bit volatile.
So, what's the best way for me to do this? Let me split screen this. Oh God, hold on. Full screen that. Open this.
Like we
and
can do our
then
own, maybe.
Split screen this. Okay, I've got a split screen up. So, no, we're gonna go through. So, yeah, actually, if everyone can edit their own points numbers down in the bottom right,
I don't. Can we?
you can now.
Cool.
And I will just tell you what the changes are. Okay. So, first of all, you all gain 1 point from Creative Commission. For moshing, Lander and Diamond, you both gain 1 point, and Evie, you gain 3 points. For bravado, Diamond and Lander, you lose 3 points, and Evie, you gain 1 point.
Oh, it's not looking good here. It's not looking good for me.
For killing Nebula, touch ups was correct. So Lander, you're going to gain 3 points. Evie, you're going to lose 1 point, and Diamond, you're going to lose 3 points. And then on the false lead side, Lander, you're going to gain 1 point. Evie, you're going to lose 1 point, and Diamond, you're going to lose 3 points.
It's not looking good for me.
For Bologna, Lander, you're going to gain a point. Diamond, you're going to gain a point, and Evie, you're going to gain 3 points.
That's +1 net.
Okay. For Ob, you're all going to gain 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my son Cybersand Harvester.
You all didn't pray. You all didn't pray hard enough. Needed to read the title of the stream a bit harder.
Didn't pray hard enough.
For Alco, Diamond, you gain 3 points. Evie and Lander, you lose a point on Sting.
Yeah.
Diamond, you lose a point. Diamond and Lander, you lose a point on an Anemone. Evie, you lose 3 points on an Anemone.
Yeah.
And then I lose
that down to 5.
And then Evie and Diamond, you gain 3 points on Moonpool, and Luke, you lose 3 points on Moonpool.
Which I've just done, yeah.
So, out of a possible 30 points, everyone's final ban list scores are 8.
See, I find this funny because I've got more cards wrong than I got right, but somehow I'm still got the highest score.
Triple down in the right places.
Triple down in the right places. 8, 2, and 2, which means what did I promise you all for this? Was it was a premium prize ticket?
It was a red coin.
It was premium? It was one premium ticket?
I'll go look over your chat logs later.
All right. I was gonna do mentally. I considered changing it to 1 premium for winning the whole thing, and then for every 10 points you score, you get a basic. So let's say that I switched to that. And Evie, you can walk home with a your very own premium prize ticket, a red coin premium. For those aware of the local Reading prize structure. Which that gives you 3 of them, 4 of them.
Yeah, I've been hoarding them. So
okay, I'm gonna have to bring the acrylics next time I run an event. You can cash those in. Does this kill any of the pricing I have? I don't think so. I don't think I had prizes of any of these cards, which is nice. It's always nice when your prize vault doesn't take a hit. All right, now there's someone who has. Does anyone want to just like read this out on stream? Do we want to do the old classic audio book of the ban list? All right, no volunteers. I'll do it then. Okay.
I was about to volunteer, but if you want to go ahead.
We'll see how far I get before my voice gives up and you can take over. In the last ban list at the start of Continental Championship season, we focused on balancing the scales between runners and corps. We knew then that the update was heading in the right direction, but the resulting meta was even better than we hoped. While we continued to see plenty of Alco throughout Continental season, runners managed to find ways to challenge the egg and turn the matchup in their favour. Matryoshka had become a first-class breaker suite, allowing runners to challenge any remote with a single piece of ice. In response, kill and rush decks out of OB Super Heavy Logistics have full legal name OB Super Heavy Logistics Extract Export Excel have seen elevated success due to their favourable matchup into common criminals like Muesli Hut. All the while, Elio Construction and Nebula Talent Management continue to provide their factions some representation in the Corp metagame. Heading into the 2025 World Championship, October 17th to 19th in Edinburgh, Scotland, we want to curate a natural continuation of the existing meta, maintaining the healthy side balance while promoting faction diversity and engaging gameplay. The Banlist becomes active on October 3rd, which means there's an AMT that will be in Banlist limbo. Someone from NSGOP, like, fix that. No one wants to play the old Banlist. Hopefully that AMT ends up running under the new one. And will be in effect for the World Championship. Summary of standard Banlist changes. Creative Commission unbanned. Sting banned. Cybersand Harvester banned. Touch-ups banned. Explanation of changes. While Criminal was the dominant runner faction throughout most of the season, Anarch has started popping up in tournaments and even took the majority of the top placements at the online American Continentals. Shapers, on the other hand, were both the least represented and worst performing runner faction throughout the entirety of Continental season. Damage assets are frequently forcing runners into a scrappy game right from turn 1, something Shapers are not well equipped to deal with. Creative Commission should give Shapers more economic flexibility when interacting with these early threats and allow for some more breathing room to build up their board state. With this unban, we hope all runner factions will be relevant going into Worlds. Most Alco decks have converged towards a tempo asset game plan, with kill combo threats to punish runners that sit back. We tested many ban candidates to bring these decks down a peg, and eventually landed on Sting as the right power adjustment for the current meta. Without Sting poisoning archives, runners can flip face downs without taking excessive damage, to more easily diffuse Regenesis, Moonpool, or Cohort. In addition, multi-access on Centrals in the late game should become a safer strategy. A safer and more reliable strategy to close out games against Alco, without fear of Sting. In spite of this nerf, we still expect to see adapted builds of Alco going into Worlds, given the power of the identity and its supporting cast. Since its glow-ups thanks to the Elevation Rules update, Cybersand Harvester has seen a lot of play in OB Super Heavy Logistics Extract Export Excel as an on-demand way to fetch impactful one-cost assets like Bladderwort, Futchuan, and humanoid resources. As the lists have been refined over the last couple of weeks of competition, the decks became an obvious choice for many of the top-performing players, with more refinements and innovations likely to further propel the deck's dominance going forward into Worlds. We felt that it was time to extract the Harvester from the card pool to prevent OB from becoming the clear best deck. While OB and Alco were the most represented and successful decks of the season, Kill Nebula decks were a meta presence that runners needed to account for. Nebula only won one Continentals event, but we want the top decks on both sides of the table to have agency and counterplay. The one-note game plan of the Kill Nebula archetype doesn't meet our expectations for dynamic gameplay at competitive events. We believe that removing touch-ups will defang these linear, uninteractive Kill Nebula decks and force fast advanced builds to dedicate more influence to scoring out agendas without the backbone of a remote. Other considerations. NBN Reality Plus. As soon as 2508 was released, we got to work on this update, starting by looking at potential unbans. R+ jumped out as a potential way to encourage even more faction representation in the corp meta. Unfortunately, in testing, we found that existing NBN lists, I'm guessing this is like the Epiphany one. Yeah, it's Whiteblade's Epiphany. Played out of Reality Plus were too economically demanding for all kinds of runners. While we would love to see some more NBN representation in the meta, unbanning any NBN cards at this time would change the format more drastically than we are willing to risk. Moshing. At the beginning of the season, Anarch was nowhere to be seen, and unbanning moshing looked like it could be a good counterpart to the return of Creative Commission. However, initial testing quickly showed that Anarchs powered by the burst potential of moshing would be would be too much for modern corps to handle. Bladderwort. Most AU lists rely on their hostile assets to create pressure. While Bladderwort's impact can be felt in some games, Cohort Guidance Program, Fetch1 Bautisita, Moonpool, and Spin Doctor are all more important tools. When we tested banning Bladderwort, we found that Alco could focus on staying rich, playing bigger ice, and executing the same game plan. We ruled out a Bladderwort ban as it didn't move the needle enough for Alco lists, and would have other knock-on effects by removing asset kill archetypes played out of Ob and Thule Subsea. Oh, sorry, we're banning to keep Thule alive. Okay.
I mean, Thule's kind of already underwater, so
where it belongs. Anemone. While other sentries can be more taxing or have a worse face check, Anemone's like 3 damage is pretty much the worst face check. Like, sure, eating a bite from Empiricist is worse, but sure.
I mean, it's not a Cloud Eater.
Well,
okay, sure, but like Cloud Eater isn't
just
real.
don't access.
I'm the only one that plays it.
It's not a 10 cost ice. Big shocker is to have less bad face check.
While other sentries can be more taxing or have a worse face check, Anemone doesn't care whether a breaker is installed. It will still guarantee net damage and Alco counters. In testing, we found Anemone to be one of Alco's best tools for bluffing and recovering from bad openers. Without a runner-side ban accompanying it, we felt removing Anemone would reduce Alco's agency and play potential too significantly. False Lead. We considered False Lead as an alternative target to touch-ups to disempower the Kill Nebula lists. Either ban would likely render the deck as we know it unplayable, but runners can still tech against False Lead, while touch-ups is effective at killing traditional kill tech like Steelskin Scarring. Either one would continue to see play in other archetypes, but with Sting being banned, we preferred to keep at least one relevant 3-1 agenda in the card pool. Sable. While Muesli Hat saw some success early in the season, we thought that her reliance on Matryoshka and run events would be exploited, and Sable would maintain her role as the de facto best criminal identity. As the season went on, Sable saw more play and more success, until just 2 days before we needed to lock in a decision, when Muesli Hat completely overtook Sable during the online American Continentals event. While we considered other ban candidates to give criminals a small nerf, we deemed that all other options would risk destabilizing the meta in a way that we could not predict. A note on side balance. The 2508 Banlist update put side balance into a great spot. Did it? Have I closed Maker's Eye?
I mean, it's okay. The side balance is okay, like in terms of corp versus runner.
Yeah.
The problem is more that
it's 52.
Within that,
but like,
we've got like a bit too many Crim.
Alco 60, RH 60, Ob 60, Nebula 56.
I mean, like with the rise of LEO, then it's kind of it's better on the corp side now with LEO getting more play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We understand that this with this update, we are unbanning one runner card and banning one card from each of the top corp lists. We understand that this looks at odds with trying to maintain a healthy side balance. As the capstone competitive event of the year, we aim to give players a minimum of 4 weeks of preparation time for the World Championship. Due to the timeline of Continental season, we had to make some tough calls to test while the meta adaptations were happening. We believe that Ob and Alco are resilient identities that players will find ways of keeping these archetypes competitive with runners for Worlds. With Glacier lists starting to crop up more, corps are pulling runners into a variety of directions, and no runner list can easily handle everything. Our hope is that runners need to continue to make trade-offs when preparing for the field. Post-Worlds Banlist timing. We are looking forward to seeing how things pan out at the 2025 World Championship in Edinburgh. After Worlds, we will evaluate the meta, consider potential changes to the landscape for the holidays. Whether we have no changes or a slew of new bans and unbans, you can expect an article in November. The 2511 ban list, not 2512, interesting. Nope, they're just wrong. November 17th, that should be 2512. Ban list will be released on Monday, November the 17th, 2025, right? 17. Yeah. This is actually the 2512 ban list. Someone tell SBT they can't count. Because it's 2 weeks after the release date of the ban list, which would put this on the 1st of December.
Lamau.
Effective date, 3rd of October. Successfully banning Turbine.
We've unbanned hit card Turgine.
Well, yeah, we've good old Turbing is gone.
Turbing,
RIP Turbing. Yeah. I'm gonna share this with the world now. It's been fixed. Hold on, let me find it. Where have I got it? Let me go. Good. Not sharing my screen right now. Still on the web browser. Formats, discussion. There we go.
While Lucy's going,
this was the official ban list until yesterday. So little did you all know, you could have been playing Turbine this whole time. We only banned K2CP Turbing. That's been fixed now. So it's one less angle shoot available. Evie, you were saying?
I do appreciate how much detail they've gone into with the list of cards that they considered but didn't go into banning.
Yeah, and it covers pretty much what we were calling as well, which is interesting.
Yeah, like my Moonpool call was very much like if Sting stays unbanned, but like Sting being banned makes Moonpool a lot less powerful as well. And NBN just isn't real now. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't like NBN. We're going to be in a 3 Corp 3 runner meta, I think. Because
we got
Nebula was like Nebula was the weakest of the good corps, right? It was 56% win rate instead of 60% win rate. So. I do think that like where Oops All Glacier is a very real world we might be moving into.
Yeah.
Yeah, given that Crim hasn't taken a hit, if we're expecting to see the same amount of criminal around,
like Ches was still a card that exists.
Yeah. But like I'm feeling it might be time to bust out the old business as usual to put an advancement counter on and a ket and a logjam, you know? I think we might be in
yes.
We might be in NSG printed infinitely advanceable Ice Town.
Hyperglacier BTL, let's go.
Yeah. We'll do some testing. Obviously, I'm very happy that Arasana is back on the menu with this.
We have money.
Can actually, and also we have money, and like some of our worst matchups got tanked. Like Nebula was our worst matchup. I'm pretty sure the maths reflects that, and that's not just me angle shooting. Hold on, let's go find out. We go to the big chart. Arasana. Barely any data because no one's playing Ari. You know what? Fair. But yeah. Nebula has a 60% win rate against Arasana. Ob has a 57%. Like it's on par with all of the others, but like yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting to win games as Ari instead of having to like scrape by. I think the saddest hit though, everyone can say farewell to my actual human son. R.I.P. Cybersand Harvester, you will be missed.
No.
You enabled an incredibly fun and dynamic deck that did some incredibly disgusting things. You recaptured somewhat the joy in my heart of World Tree kickflips through Yakov economy perpetual nonsense. And I'll be forever sad to see you go. R.I.P. Ob. Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what Ob's actually going to end up looking like now.
Like
Because
exactly the
obviously
same, just worse. You just play
Okay.
Glacier. You just like start putting envelopment and sandstone on the table again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Like you might even still get like the anthill humanoid. Just you don't shoot out the humanoid. You just go you just slow down
Yeah.
a smidgen.
Well, the thing is, I think being able to have not being able to have 6 humanoids means you actually go down to only having 2 humanoids.
Yeah, and then you have influence
Like
elsewhere.
counterintuitively. I think we're probably yeah. The real thing I think this does is it kills the like Bladderwort Fut Ob variant. Because that variant was super reliant on being able to use Cybersand to get its influence spends down.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the humanoid variants just say, what if I draw my whole deck? What if I have an action that says draw 9? And draw 9 is kind of a hard thing to argue with when it comes to finding your pieces. All right. Anyone have any closing thoughts on the ban list, or shall I send us all on our way and prize out Eevee?
Yep, no more comments from me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
thank you everyone who came out to watch. It's been fun. We'll see you all. I guess we're gonna have a Worlds video, but the Worlds video is probably gonna come out after the ban list stream. Would be my guess because it's gonna take a while to edit. So I guess we'll see you all at the next ban list, unless there's any other incredible news that gets to be announced here.
Well, apart from the people we're going to see in person at Worlds.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone in chat will see you all at Worlds. You know, you're all going to Worlds. We'll see you there. We'll be about. We haven't organized, you know, the coordinated rigging up hoodies yet, which we need to get on. But I'm sure you'll be able to find us.
You're all obliged to turn up to the startup event.
Yeah, come play Startup. It's gonna be good. It's a good format. Startup's great. You know what? You know what hasn't had any health problems? Startup. You know what got one ban list and then has been absolutely perfect and requires no changes? Startup. Come play Startup. And also, while you're here, if you could drop a like and possibly a subscribe and maybe even a comment, heaven forbid. We'll see if the algorithm can pick up a stream that is just a picture with some crying emojis and the title, please pray for my son, with no context. really algorithm bait with this one.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all for turning out, and we'll see you at Worlds. See you in November.